And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it.
It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he, and I came in on time finally after we changed our introduction. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We are broadcasting live and direct. Hold on before I say that. Let me double check, make sure that is true. We are broadcasting live and direct on. Hold on, let me see. Y'all, I'll tell y'all why I'm saying this in a second. I still don't see it yet. I hadn't gotten any alerts. I had to re-add. Oh, there we go. Yep, we are now live. Or make sure you share it if you pull yours up too. That we're live. Okay, I got us back on. I don't know what's going on. This is a result of AI. So normally I would come on and say we're streaming on Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, YouTube, Instagram, as well as Facebook. And man, y'all, over the last couple of months, Facebook has just been absolutely horrible. And it's their AI. Every time we start the show, Facebook AI kicks us out of Facebook, swearing up and down that we're streaming nudity, which is crazy. As much as people have requested to see me nude on the shows, I have resisted that at every twist and turn. So,
Thank you for
and,
that.
and I will say, when I do decide to do a show in the nude with nudity or anything else, there will be a paywall. It will not be where anybody can reach it because we do have kids out there, and I'm not trying to hold them to a higher standard when they see all of my glory. Um, but if they are going to have to see it, then they're going to have to pay for it through a paywall. So rest assured, any nudity, there's going to be a paywall. You ain't getting all of this chocolate for free. But so I spend the first 5 minutes. Our countdown is a 5-minute countdown. I'm literally racing against the clock to appeal the deactivation, to then wait for the AI to realize that it goofed, and for it then to fix it within that same said 5-minute countdown, so that when the show starts, we're streaming on all of the channels. So that's why I'm sitting here checking and everything. I'm on my Facebook. I'm looking. It is streaming. So another crisis avoided, but this is every single week that we do the show. And then just a programming note, we do our show on Thursday, 7 o'clock live. We do show up on the replay. So whether you're joining us live on the replay, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Second ask that I will have is please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe so that other folks know what you're watching. But when you like and subscribe, especially on YouTube, it's 100% free, but it's a great way to show support for us. But also click on the bell because it'll let you know anytime that we go live, anytime that we post any content. Just because you found us this time doesn't mean that the algorithm will always be that gracious. But if you do subscribe, no matter what, you will know when we are live or when we have posted content. Whether you watch the show live or you catch it on a replay, we appreciate it just the same. On our Roku channel, we air all over the world, and we looking at our analytics, we are definitely seeing where we're getting viewership from all over the world. So we have, even though we are in the United States, we do appreciate the love that we are receiving from everywhere, from Venezuela to Brazil to Ukraine to Germany and India and everywhere in between. We just want to say thank you. So I really do appreciate all of that. And then lastly, if you are a content creator, if you are a business owner, if you have good or service that you would like to promote, we definitely want to be able to help you with that. We know that advertising can be a very costly venture, and a lot of smaller businesses stay away from it because their budgets are very, very thin to begin with as it is, please send us an email at theparkermedia@gmail.com, and let's see if we can help you get your business in front of people that could see a great need from that. Uh, please reach out to us. We can do reads about the product and do still shots, or we can do full blown out 30, 45-minute commercials. Just to give you an example of what that feels like, I got two commercials at the top, and then we'll get into the show. First is going to be Jermaine Parker Realty. Full disclosure, I'm part of Jermaine Parker Realty. And then the second commercial is going to be Sawyer Kid Lawyer, children's book. So we'll see you on the other side right after this. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you'll make. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help you navigate through that process. We know that a home is more than just a place to live. It creates memories. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help. Give us a call and let us get started on your journey. Introducing. Try it one more time. Introducing Sawyer, Kid Lawyer, Teacher versus Nap Time, a great book that will help your little one with reading, writing, and spelling. Coming from the authors, Shanine and Sheldon Moultrie. Please check this book out and support. Thank you so much. There we go. And see, we got a like from Jermaine Parker with Jermaine Parker Realty. So that's really good. And we are wishing Jermaine Parker a speedy recovery as he just had some knee surgery. So definitely thinking about little bro there, little big bro. But yeah, we are back live. I apologize. We've been off for a couple of weeks. I've been busy, y'all. And man, sometimes 7 o'clock comes really, really fast after you've had a long, busy day. And I've not been able to run the show. And honestly, today is not really much different than some of those other days. But I've made a determination that I wanted to make sure that we get back into the show. I really think that we do a lot of good things on the show. One of the things that I think that we try to do pretty well on the show is talk about issues that a lot of people in a lot of communities just don't take time to really get their heads wrapped around. And Lori, what I mean by that is a lot of, excuse me, this isn't the same climate where, a traditional family, we'll just use that for right now. A traditional family will sit there at 6, 7 o'clock and they have dinner and then they gather around the TV for the evening news and they watch Tom Brokaw or they watch Peter Jennings on the TV or Barbara Walter uh, deliver them the news. Those days are pretty much dead and gone. Those days are gone just as much as a lot of people do not have physical newspapers anymore, even though some news organizations are around and still print actual papers. A lot of this stuff has gone online, whether it's newspapers, whether it's um, news in and of itself. People digest news a lot differently now than they have in the past. So, and a lot of news is put into very, very small nuggets because the attention span of people can be very, very short. So they really, really try to minimize as much of it as they possibly can. And that's okay to an extent, but there's some things that need to be spoken about a little bit more um, uh, because we need to uh, dive into it and really break it down and understand what it means and be able to explain to you all why that's important. So whether you're in the United States, whether you're outside the United States, we're going to talk about things that I really want to try to break down in a way that it's easy for just the regular common person that does not sit there and digest hours and hours of news every day to understand what's going on and why you should give a damn. Um, a lot of the politicians out there will try to make things sound so complicated, make everything seem like it's a five alarm fire, make everything seem like it's a us against them kind of thing, where people kind of just mentally check out. And that is not a bug, that is a feature. That is exactly what the plan is to drive most people to a certain level of disinterest in the things that have a direct impact on the way you live your lives day to day. Or misdirection to have you focus on the things that do not affect your lives every day to make you feel like it's the biggest issue in the world and it has zero impact on you, if any at all. I'll give you a perfect example. Conservatives keep running on this platform, Lori. Stop me when you haven't heard this about uh, men playing in women's sports. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people. This is not really an issue. Has it happened? Yes. Has it happened to a point where it is significant? No. Brian, what do you mean significant? If it's happened, that's a problem. No, it's not a widespread problem. Have we had isolated incidents? Yes. Should there be a conversation about whether somebody that was born a biological male that now has altered their body with hormone shots and testosterone blockers and now identify as a female be able to compete in women's sports? There's some complications to that. And when I say that, it's not me trying to avoid the question, but it shouldn't be necessarily a quick response because there's things that you would have to consider. But you would also have to bring in experts to really be able to tell you whether taking those blockers, taking those uh, that medication, how it alters the human body in a way that even though you may have been born one way, do those blockers, do those pills affect you enough where you can be physically classified that way? How you identify is how you identify. You identify as female? To me, you're female. You was born a man, you identify as a woman, you're a woman. I don't care. Doesn't affect me. I'm still a man. I still feel like I'm a man. I identify as a man. Doesn't affect me at all. But a lot of these politicians, and yes, I'm talking about especially Trump and MAGA right now, Lori, they make this the bigger issue. Not the things that Trump ran on, like affordability or groceries, such a old-fashioned word. Um, Things that affect your life every day. I don't think men playing in women's sports has anything to do with my gas being over $4 fucking or
Or
inflation
inflation.
being at 4%, or us sitting there bombing the hell out of a country that was not an imminent threat to us, um, or voting rights being stripped away, or gerrymandering happening in all these southern states, or the Epstein files still being partially shielded. All this other stuff that does affect me, and Epstein files don't affect me, other than it's just another sign that the haves are still trying to shield themselves from accountability. Um, but they would rather make you think that there's an element of children using the bathroom in litter boxes in schools. They would have you believe that they're walking around in fucking furry costumes and identifying themselves as animals. Um, none of this is true. Yet they keep funding the Department of Health and Human Services and ICE, HHS, and CP, CB, Customs Border Patrol, CBP. Um, I'm just gonna get it out, and funding them to wear masks, no body cameras, disappearing people, um, causing it where now FIFA is not going to be as big, and we're going to talk about all this stuff. But my point is, folks are trying to distract us from the things that really matter by bringing up things that they use as a divisive tool. I think if I sat in front of a conservative, not a MAGA person, MAGA, I don't have any interest in speaking to. If you identify as MAGA, you are in a cult. There's nothing that I will ever be able to say to you to shake you out of that cult. Only thing that's going to shake you out of that cult is when that cult finally sits there and does enough to you to make you realize that you've been duped. But to the conservative out there, to the old school Republican out there that has not totally bought into the Donald Trump Kool-Aid, that is who I would be interested in talking to. Because you know what, Lori? I guarantee you, if I talked to a conservative and I said, are you interested in the cost of groceries coming down? Are you interested in inflation coming down so that the Federal Reserve can appropriately bring down interest rates when it makes sense to do? Me as a homeowner, do I want to see interest rates come down? Yes, because lending power, uh, uh, when I'm in the market to buy a car again, how much I can borrow to purchase a car comes into place when inflation is too high, interest rates are higher, and the purchasing power is limited. So we all want to be able to see interest rates. Now, Donald Trump wants to prematurely bring down interest rates because it would make him look good if interest rates comes down. But if the Federal Reserve does it at the whim of a president and not doing it based on what the market is telling us, it could cause a downward spiral and put us in even a worse position than we were already in. So they can't do it based off of political pressure. They have to do it when the time is actually right. The time isn't right because inflation is a problem right now. Job growth is a problem right now. Wage growth is a problem right now. Those are things that have to get fixed. But if I sat across from a regular conservative Republican that does not identify as MAGA and we start talking about economic issues, would you be in favor for lower grocery prices? Would you be in favor of lower gas prices? It would be hard for me to think that that's not points of agreement. We ain't got to talk about men playing in women's sports because that is not an issue of magnitude. But what is an issue of magnitude, Lori, is when I have to fill up my gas tank and that some bitch goes over $100. That's something that we need to be talking about. That's a problem. When $100 at the grocery store only gets you 60% of what it used to get you, that's a problem. When the cost of goods and services is rising faster than your paycheck is rising, that's a real problem. People, stop falling for the okie doke. We got bills to pay. We need food to live. We need a place to a roof to put over our heads. Those are things that we need to focus on. Those are the commonalities that we as a society have. When you listen to these fools start bringing up men and women's sports and all other kind of culture wars, it's because they don't want to address the real issue. And they're hoping that they can use those issues to keep you not only distracted, but you looking at the other side as an enemy. Republicans and Democrats, at the end of the day, are people. Labels and titles do not make who you are. You are who you are. All those labels mean is there's a certain sense of, I don't know why I'm itching so much, but every time I get on air, my nose starts itching, Lori. I don't know what it is. I know you see me scratching. I don't know what it is.
It's the same for me sometimes, and I try not to fidget.
I try, but
But it's
can't.
like it happens.
It bugs the crap out of me, and it just makes it worse. But anyway, I don't want y'all to think I've been, doing something pre-show.
No.
But I'm not Tony Montana. But anyway, so just saying. But I want y'all to focus on the things that affect your life. The economy affects your life. Trade deficits, tariffs, those things affect your life. Gas prices, dumb wars, blockades, the uncertainty of the markets affect your life. Those are the things we need to focus on. Those are the things that we need to hold the people that we put in office to fix, especially the fool that runs on all of those issues. Elect me, I'll fix it all. I'll be the one to bring it down. And Lori, for the life of me, I'm about to talk shit about people. I do not understand, because I see more and more of these damn commercials of these people that say, yeah, I got duped by Trump. And I see people a lot of times feeling sorry for these people. And I don't know if it's me, but it's hard. Because I'm like, you feel like he duped you. But how could he have duped you when he told you what he was going to do? He told you he was going to tariff. Now, whether your ignorant ass understood how tariffs worked or not, that's your fault. But he said what he was going to do. I give him some credit. He did it. He just convinced you to believe that it wasn't going to have a negative impact on your life. We tried to tell your dumb ass that. So when you say that you've been duped, I can't say that. I think you were a willing participant. You weren't the hostage. You were an accomplice to the damn crime. When you try to identify yourself later as the hostage, you were trying to relinquish any accountability for being an idiot. And I'm not trying to call people names, even though I am. But at some point, people, why is it that a whole side of a other party could tell you that this was happening, yet you were duped? You weren't duped. You just felt like, well, because they say it, it can't be true, so we're going to go the other way. That's not being duped. That's being a cult. Because you know what you could have done? Research tariffs to see historically who pays the damn tariff. When I sit there and I look at these interviews that the good liars, Adam Mockler, and some of these other folks that kind of do the guy on the street interviews with people at Trump rallies, Trump supporters, MAGA people, and they ask them questions and they press them a little bit on things because they're contradictory, they're hypocritical a lot of times when they say certain things, like the one we were just watching before the show, where the guy was adamant about we need to go back to having things made in America, yet he's wearing a Make America Great hat made in China on top of his damn head. Or people will keep saying that the 2020 election was stolen, it was rigged, it was this and that and the other. Trump got screwed because they rigged the election. Yet we can agree that the highest turnout of voters happens in presidential elections. Yes, that's what's
Yes.
going to draw more people out. That's a fact. So if an election where the most people come out to vote rigged it so Trump couldn't win, but Republicans down the ballot did win, how the fuck was it rigged? So you're saying that that they were smart enough to rig the election to where Trump couldn't win, but they couldn't rig it so that they would have control of the House and the Senate? So, okay. So we wanted Kevin McCarthy and Mike Johnson to be speakers of the House when if we rigged the election so Trump couldn't get in, we could have just rigged it so that Pelosi or AOC or somebody else could have been the speaker. We were good enough to do that, but we were good enough to keep Trump out, but we couldn't rig it enough to keep everybody else out, to turn some of these states, red governor states, into blue governors. We couldn't do that because it was a lot of these state legislatures that sat there and jumped on Roe v. Wade being overturned and ended up implementing their own abortion bans. So we were smart enough to get Trump out, but we couldn't turn over states and other legislatures. Got it. You see how inconsistent that is? And it makes no sense. And every time you ask them for proof, one woman sat there at a Trump rally and said, well, look around. That was her proof. He said, what? There's 60 people here. And she was like, yeah, but could Biden do that? Bring 60 people to a rally? Your evidence that it had to have been fraud is because people showed up to a fucking rally? These are the people that Trump preys on. And I hate to say it this way, the less educated, people that have no intellectual curiosity, people that when he tells them stuff, they believe it no matter what. There is no ability. Now, people will say, well, Brian, you're in a cult too. You're a Democrat. I don't believe everything they say. I research it. I check into it, see if it's true or not. I will say most of it is. Now, do they have to come at it, the truth with a lean? Yes. I'd rather come to the truth with a lean than come to a lie with a lean. Because leaning in on a lie only makes the lie bigger. Leaning in on the truth can make the truth, sometimes you over exaggerate the truth a little bit, but it's still based in truth. If you exaggerate a lie, now you're just basically coming up with conspiracy theories. So they're not the same. Traditional ignorance, believing something just for the sake of believing it without any need to feel like you need evidence of it. They don't even feel like they need to be able to prove it. Why should I have to prove it to you? It's kind of how evidence works. If you took this to a court of law and there's a judge and a jury and you have to present your evidence, what would you present? Well, according to that lady at the Trump rally, what she would do is say, well, look around. Case closed. It don't work like that, people. People are dumb, Lori. People are dumb. Okay, I'm gonna give you another one that don't add up. We're in a war with Iran. Trump has said we don't need the oil. We got plenty of oil here. People, if we had plenty of oil here and all of it was here and it stayed here because it was our oil, why the fuck is our gas over $4? If our cost of oil is not tied to a global market, why does what happens over in Iran affecting what's happening here? At some point, y'all got to sit there and go, he been gaslighting us. He full of shit. I know it doesn't feel good for you to admit that you followed a clown. That's got to be that would have to, Lori, that would have to probably break my heart to realize I've been following a dumbass. Because then I feel like I'm a dumbass and I got egg all over my face. And some people, their ego, their pride will not let them look themselves in the mirror to honestly say, I've been following a dumbass. I honestly believe that. I think some people would rather go down with the ship than to admit that there's a hole in the fucking boat.
Absolutely.
I don't think drowning is a better option than living. I'd rather live and be a little wet than drown and not ever be able to breathe again. But I see people, they cannot defend the indefensible when Donald Trump says stupid shit, yet they will not give up the ghost because they don't want to admit they're following a moron. This is the same dude that gives everybody nicknames had the nerve to call Joe Biden sleepy. If this dude was a dwarf with Cinderella, he would be was it Snoozy Dopey?
Sleepy. Sleepy.
Sleepy. That would be him. How many times have you seen him in a damn meeting with people around him and this some bitch is slouched over sleep? Now, people talking about, Brian, that's AI. That, bro.
No.
I have seen some where they did doctor it a little bit and they did make him lean a little bit more. Watch it live. They can't AI a live coverage. Can they go back and modify videos? Yes. But if you watch any of this stuff live, that motherfucker sleep. Y'all can say he resting his eyes, but I tell you what, if you're not in a cult, you can say this with an honest opinion. If Joe Biden, who had been called Sleepy Joe, closed his eyes for 2 seconds, see,
Never.
He ain't running the country. It's somebody else doing it for him. That's senior abuse. Somebody else is running the country and they got that poor old feeble man up there and he don't even know where he is. If he had closed his eyes, Lori, for 2 seconds, there's some bitch in REM. He dreaming. And you can tell because then he gets startled and then he wake right back up. That ain't normal, people. Now, he gonna be 80 years old this weekend. But the thing that he sat there and ridiculed somebody for, he's doing the same thing. And when you ask Republicans about it, now they give you a different answer. But had it been Joe Biden, well, Trump said he's sleepy. He's not even aware of where he is. He doesn't know where he is. He has to sign everything with the auto pen. Even though
I thought it was a big crayon.
Even though all presidents, Lori, use the auto pen.
I thought it was a big Sharpie.
No.
Because he can't hold it. Oh.
Lori. This man been sleeping. And I'm going to bring this up because this fool sat there. The New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals with the San Antonio Spurs. They've been on a roll, Lori. Prior to Monday, it had been 46 days since they lost a game. They had not lost a game. Matter of fact, somebody brought it up on one of the NFL shows I was listening to. He said, last time the Knicks lost a game? I'm thinking, damn, when did they lose a game? He said it was day 1 of the NFL draft back in April. Damn. Damn. That's been over a month.
Mm-hmm.
46 days.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lord said on day 47, when the 47th president would arrive, the Knicks would meet their demise. Now, I mean, you can write it no better than that. 46
Well,
days, but on the 47th day, the 47th president showed up, and now they ass lost.
I think, and I also think, and plus he was sleeping. And how you can sleep at Madison Square Garden with all that
All
screaming and
that damn
yelling.
noise, bro. Well, you know what
But
though? You know what though, Lori? I ain't going to say that because I would say the same thing about how people fall asleep at the damn movies and you sitting in front of all them damn speakers and people find a way to do that too. I mean, sound asleep. I don't care how damn boring the movie is. If the Avengers are going on with all that sound in the background and your ass is sleeping like that, you must have been up for 16 hours. You got to be tired.
well, and in addition to that, and then because I had was watching something on Facebook where this woman was talking about you have to be careful about who you bring into your house. So with that being said, with the Knicks losing, and it hadn't lost, there
And
must have been a whole bunch of sage and prayers. They had prayer visuals around MSG, and they done won because they got that
well,
bad juju out.
well,
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
well, you know, again, it was a bad thing anyway because sitting
Yes.
presidents do not typically show up for sporting events like that because they are aware of the extra security burden that it puts on other fans. Now, because the Knicks had not won an NBA Finals in over 50 years and had not been to one since 1999, this has
Mhm.
been huge. And tickets at Madison Square Garden priced out the average fan. People were paying $16,000 for tickets,
Mhm.
and things like that. So this was not something that the average fan was going to be able to do. But the mayor made sure that there would be watch parties right outside Madison Square Garden where people would be able to watch the game, have that unity. The thing that brings all the New Yorkers together are the Knicks and the Giants and the Jets. But they love those Knicks, and they've been through a lot of pain watching
God, yes.
Watching Jim Dolan run the Knicks into the damn ground,
Oh God, yes.
and
God, yes.
being able to sit there and go through all that pain and misery. All the Knicks want is Trump to sit there and stay the hell out of New York. The same guy that denigrates New York, that talks about how everybody's leaving New York and New York is dirty and it's this and it's that, now wants to show up when the Knicks are doing well. Where was your ass when the Knicks was losing every damn year? People
I'm
talking about, well,
sorry.
he's a New Yorker. Your ass ain't been at no
No,
Madison
he's
Square
not.
Garden
No,
when
he's
them Knicks.
not. As a born and raised New Yorker, we do not like Trump. We hate him. We hate him. And with that being said, also you're going to go to a game, but we have a war that's going on right now. And again, going back to what you were saying earlier about inflation, prices, all of this. But you had enough time to go to a game, but
Well,
the
well,
rest of our country's flying. You ain't run that.
can I even make how hilarious this really is though about him having time to go to a game? This was the same y'all gonna have to skip. I'm cussing this week. This is the same motherfucker that sat there and said 2 weeks ago he could not go to his son's wedding
Because
because
of the war.
because of the war. He got too much going on and he has to be, even though 2 weeks before that, he was in Bedminster, he was in Mar-a-Lago, he was everywhere else. Um, Shut up, bitch. How many games did Obama go to? None, bitch, because he didn't need to go to any games because it would have been the same issue whether it was Obama or Trump. Just a white boy 592. You ain't have to ban him. But anyway, bring it. Unless it was a troll, but bring it. I don't care.
I think it was a
Um,
troll.
it doesn't matter. Hey, I'm ready for them. Bring them. How many games did Obama go to? What the hell is that? That's a lie. Obama went to games. Obama did not go to any games as a sitting
After, not
president.
as a sitting
He went,
president.
he
He
went
went after he was
term.
afterwards, after term.
A
Yes.
sitting president's Secret Service detail is totally different than a former president's Secret Service detail. I didn't lie because I premised it by saying sitting president versus a former president. If you
If we have
snowflakes
all the
listen to
hate,
the difference, that's all you Democrats have is hate. We have
nope,
hate.
we do not.
So Democrats have hate, but we're not the ones saying that only certain people should be allowed in this country. Got it.
And we're not making people disappear under ICE in this way, and then on border patrol and ICE. But that's
And
just,
we're
but
not,
that's,
and,
but they're
and
not Democrats.
we're not trying to gerrymander black people out of districts so that we can have predominantly white districts and get every black politician elected out of office. But go ahead with the hate part. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. It's 2026 and I live in the South and people still want to fly Confederate flags. But go ahead. I'm listening about the hate. Got you. We have people sitting there with swastikas on the Republican side. But go ahead. Talk about the hate. I got you.
You cannot defend that. You can't defend it.
No, they ain't trying to defend
You
it.
can't defend this.
But see, here's the thing: when you try to two sides something, you can't both sides everything. Now, if you say to me, Democrats and Republicans are corrupt, 100% agree. That's where we can agree. Now, if you tell me that Democrats are just as racist as Republicans, nah, I ain't gonna believe that. Now, if you tell me that there are Democrats that are racist, absolutely. But if you tell me that to a party, Democrats are the ones promoting hate, let me ask you this. This is June. This is Pride Month. Show me any public Republican official that has posted on their X account or any other website, Happy Pride Month. I'll wait. If you find it, it's probably AI. Show me one fucking Republican. Show me the leaders of the Republican Party. Show me where Trump has acknowledged that it's Pride Month.
No, but he wants to have an MMA match.
Hold on, I gotta read this.
Yeah, I saw. No, I read it and I laughed.
Donald Trump is working hard. What was that? What's that word?
He said Donald Trump is working hard financially with his financial team to get this country back to making money after $9 trillion wasted under the Democrats 4 years for the last 4 years. So, what $9 trillion? Aren't we in debt?
So I was going to say, so where did the $9 trillion come from?
Trillion go. Because I think it's at the war.
Eric, I'm going to entertain you. Where was $9 trillion wasted? And then let me ask you, how much did the big, beautiful bill's tax cuts cost against the deficit? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I'm going to go ahead and tell you how much I'm going to tell you how much big, beautiful bill cost. $4 trillion. Tell me how Donald Trump is financially being financial with his financial team when we are fighting a war that costs minimum $2 billion a day that we've been in for over 100 days. So we're talking about over $200 billion has been spent on a war, and Donald Trump is trying to rein things back in financially.
And he keeps trying to sue us, the government.
And he sued his own government for $10 billion.
$10 billion.
Even though even though he settled for $2 billion in a slush fund, and
which
that
is not
money
even in
doesn't, and
effect.
that money doesn't just come out of thin air. It comes from people that do something that he does not do, which is pay his
Work.
fucking taxes. He doesn't
We
pay.
are in.
He doesn't pay. I'm sorry. He doesn't pay income taxes. People gonna
Any.
say Donald Trump pays taxes every year. No, 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 no.
No,
We
no.
pay income taxes.
Income tax.
He does not.
He don't.
He has income. He doesn't pay any taxes. One year he paid $700 in taxes. That ain't taxes. Some years he didn't pay
No,
anything. And
exactly.
before anybody gets on their soapbox, there are plenty of corporations out there outside of Donald Trump that are in the same boat where they are gaming the system and not paying taxes, and the majority of taxes come from people that can least afford to pay the taxes. The big beautiful bills tax cuts that they keep promoting, um, all it did was it extended the previous tax cuts that they passed the last time Trump was in office, but the tax cuts that affected the everyday person, you and me, were set to expire, and they still expired. Did you hear the story about ActBlue receiving money from overseas, which is illegal? Did you hear the story about a president that was in office receiving a
A
$500
plane.
million
Dollar
Qatari
plane.
jet and then spending $1 billion of taxpayers' money to retrofit it to be able to be used as an Air Force One? Did you hear that story?
So how? So
Did you
how?
did you
So there's
did you
illegal
oh,
money.
did you hear the story about the president that was in office that pardoned the head of a crypto organization because his organization made a donation to Trump? Did you hear about that? The jet went to the people of America. He didn't keep the jet or anything else. Bro, you need to do your research.
Do your research and look
The
things up,
jet,
because
the jet.
you're just spouting.
So the number one, we didn't ask for a fucking jet
No,
because he
we
already
didn't need
has
one.
he already has two 747s that alternate Air Force One that go to the tune of $1 billion a piece to be
No, it did
retrofitted
not go to the people of America.
with the
Absolutely not.
security, the anti-missile defense systems that these things have. These things are loaded with a lot of technology. They have to be retrofitted. We already had another agreement in from Boeing to start working on a newer, updated one. This Qatari jet is an older jet. He just liked it because it was laced with gold. And to debunk the other part of what you're saying, how does it go to the American people? Name one fucking regular American that's going to ever be in that goddamn plane. Name one. I'll wait. Number two, we didn't ask for $1 billion of our taxpayer money when we sit there and say, well, do we have money for universal health care? Do we have money for child care, after school, things like that, SNAP benefits, everything else? We ain't got no goddamn money, but we got $1 billion to sit there and put into a fucking airplane that we did not need or ask for. And if you did your research, after he leaves office, the plane is supposed to go down to his presidential library. Stop me when I'm wrong. If you Google out everything I just said, I'm 100% on that. That plane will never see another administration because when he leaves office, it is actually going to go to his library. It was never for the American people. It's true. See, you need to do your research. I was a hardcore Democrat, guard carrying member, not anymore. Who gave a jet to the
And
American
that's
people? I haven't been on it. Exactly. Softer side of something CC. I can't see all of that.
it's
Uh,
it's softer side of office dot C 5655. I
got
ain't
you.
been on the jet either.
And ain't gonna be on the jet. Um,
Don't want it.
he didn't keep the jet
Not
or
that
anything.
tacky
The jet
ass
went to American
plane.
people. Okay, and then Thurman, Lehigh Smith. The Republican Party is beyond goofy. Everything they
Goofy.
stand for works in their favor. What's hilarious, poor whites, Mexicans, and ninjas with a couple of dollars support the shit show. 100%.
Absolutely.
Thurman,
Absolutely,
Thurman,
Thurman.
Thurman, the funny thing is, and this made me think about a story that I saw last week where Trump went to Wisconsin. And he's sitting there literally telling these people about the subsidies that he gave them, $12 billion in subsidies. This is the same thing as somebody setting your house on fire, showing up with a fire truck to put the fire out, and then wanting you to give them credit for putting out the same damn fire that they started. He says, love me because I gave you subsidies, without saying the reason that you needed the subsidies in the first place was because I put tariffs on places where you shipped your crop. So you couldn't ship your soybeans out anymore. So a lot of them went bad. There was nowhere to send it. Well, Brian, we keep all the food in America. America first. America first. Dumbasses. We export and import crop from all over the world. China was a big buyer of soybeans. They stopped buying the soybeans because Cheeto started with the tariff war. When they stopped buying crops from farmers and other places stopped doing it, farmers were now watching their crops go bad. So then the farmers are sitting there suffering. So he takes, again, our taxpayer money to subsidize the farmers. Now, here's the funny thing. Do you know what that's called? There's a word for that. Do you want to know what that word is?
What is it, Brian?
Socialism. It's socialism. When you subsidize a group like that, that's socialism. But when Democrats talk about paying health care for everybody, oh, you can't do that. That's socialist. But you can subsidize the farmers. You can subsidize where did they Argentina? They sent $40 billion to Argentina to subsidize Argentina, but can't sit there and subsidize us for the tariffs.
Beef.
You can send
Argentinian
Argentina
beef.
money, you can send Israel money, you can sit there and send Ukraine money, you can sit there and start a war where you're paying $2 billion a day, but you ain't got no money for us. And it's funny, them same damn farmers that acknowledged that the tariffs were hurting them, Lori, I bet you $1 to a donut that if you asked them if Trump could run for a third term, would they vote for him? They sure damn would. Even though his policies is what's making them poor. Them doing the big beautiful bill, you know what that also did? Closed down a bunch of rural hospitals. Where the fuck are rural hospitals? Not in New York City, not in Chicago, not in Detroit. No, they're in Wisconsin. They're in Iowa. They're in Idaho. They're in South Dakota. They're in North Dakota. They're in West Virginia. Oh, these are also poor red states at that. But they would still vote for him, even though it's his policies that are fucking you over. So when your comment about the poor folks are sitting there buying into this, absolutely right. Absolutely. I don't understand how people can sit there and vote against their own self-interest this way. They watch this fool every single week do things that hurt them. Reporter asked this guy on the damn tarmac, when you're thinking about negotiating the war with Iran, how much of the U.S. citizens' financial status are you taking into consideration? What was his answer? Not even a little bit. That's word for word. Not even a little bit. He doesn't give a shit about you. He does not understand what it's like to put gas in a car. Every time they ask him about taxpayers, all he says is, it doesn't matter. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. That's all he can say. He's like a machine. He doesn't understand, number one, Iran wasn't going to have a nuclear weapon. All of this started when he sat there on day one and tore up the JCPOA. And the only reason he tore it up was it was a deal that America made with other countries and Iran to control their enriched uranium program. All nations enrich uranium. All enriched uranium cannot make a nuclear bomb. Again, Eric, do your homework. Eric didn't say anything, but I'm just saying. All uranium cannot be enriched to weapons grade uranium. Some uranium is, Lori, is just simply used for nuclear power. It's a power source.
Mhm.
But you have to have a certain amount of centrifuges and things like that to ever be able to enrich uranium to the point of weapons grade. Iran wasn't doing that. Under JCPOA, we had the ability to send inspectors into Iran, Lori, to their uranium factories and be able to trust but verify that they were not enriching uranium to weapons grade. Once he tore up the JCPOA, Iran said, well, fuck it. We're going to start doing stuff underground. We're going to start doing this. We're going to start doing that and everything else. All bets are off. Israel with Netanyahu decided that they couldn't take that chance because they were afraid that Iran might not be able to get a weapon to come all the way over to the U.S., but it would be a lot easier for them to make weapons that could travel to Israel. So he got goofy to sit there and go into a war with him. That's what happened with that. That's why we're in that war, because he decided that he was going to prove that he was a better deal maker because he co-wrote The Art of the Deal, supposedly. And he was the great deal maker, and he was going to prove that he can make a better deal than Barack Obama, coincidentally a black man. So he tore up the deal because he wanted to prove that he was not um, a better deal maker than him. He's always been insecure about his status against a person of color, particularly Barack Obama, who lives rent free in his mind. So he tore up the deal. Then he got into the war. Now we're spending money on a war that we did not need to be involved in after he ran his whole campaign on not getting us into any endless wars. All of that, y'all, was a lie. Let me just read some of these comments before we close out for the night. The food in America is trash. It's chock full of poison, so a few can make the big bucks. That's crazy. True. The data centers ain't nothing but elite bunkers. Data centers are environmental issues that do have to be addressed, Thurman, because of the amount of water that it takes to keep those systems cool. Puts a strain on a lot of water infrastructures in a lot of towns, and it also puts a strain on power. So that's the thing. Trump. Thurman also says Trump is a puppet. That's why he was chosen, not voted, but chosen because his dumb ass can easily be manipulated to do the bidding of those who won't. He's easily manipulated because all you have to do is flatter him, and he will do basically anything that you want. Bill's Auto Service just got back from Qatar. They can't believe how the U.S. media is not reporting how devastating this war is for Iran. Iran is cooked and flopping around like a fish out of water. Their words. It's devastating for Iran, but you have to realize, Bill, the Iran regime versus the people of Iran. The people of Iran are devastated, but they've been devastated. They've been living under a regime that doesn't give two shits about them. Is it our place to replace the regime? No. And it's certainly not a reason to get into war with them. It's having a harder impact on the people of Iran than the leadership in Iran. David Kuhn 67767, a war, 3 months, ease up, dude. Ease up about what?
Any
It's
war, any length of time is bad.
well, hold on, bro. Because 1 minute they say it's not a war, and then they say it is. So is it a war or not? Secondly, it's if it is a war, it's an illegal war because the war has not been approved by Congress.
Successful.
No, it hadn't been approved by
It's
Congress.
successful.
A war hasn't been
True.
declared. The only time that a president can normally go into a war without Congress is if we are an imminent threat. And I would agree with that anytime. If we knew that Russia was about to strap up and start shooting shit, he can't wait for no Congress to sit there and get their shit together. Yeah, go on in there and blast them some bitches. But at some point, when the dust is cleared a little bit, you need to come to them and present your case. They are refusing to do that. That's what's making this war illegal. They're not giving us any kind of idea of what the game plan of the war is. First, it was nuclear weapons. Then it was regime change. Then it was total surrender. Then it was all these different things. They keep moving the fucking goalposts, which means you didn't have a real reason to begin with. Okay. Last comment. Bill says no. The leadership has lost 8 levels of leadership control. That we know. We know that the older Ayatollah was killed in the initial attacks, but who's leading it now? His son. That's not regime change. And the Iranian guard, IRGC, is still in place. So the military is still in place. Don't believe this whole thing about the military has been obliterated. How the hell are they shooting down Apache helicopters? So yeah, they have lost some leadership, but they're still intact, Bill. If they weren't intact, then the people would be able to overthrow the government. That hasn't happened. And if they were that vulnerable, how have they been able to last 100 days? That's all I would push back on. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disputing what you're saying that you heard from Qatar. Please don't take it as that. I believe that. What I'm saying is that there has to be more to that story, because if they were as vulnerable as people want to believe, they're being a fish out of water and things like that, how are they still being able to keep the big bad United States at bay? We bad, right? We the big kid on the block. You know, we kick ass and take names, right? Ask Russia how that's going with Ukraine. They thought the same damn thing with Ukraine. This would be an easy one. Trump thought the same thing. Netanyahu told him it won't even last 2 weeks. It's been 100 days. Don't give me this a war 3 months, ease up. It shouldn't even happen at all. It's cost us $2 billion a day. I don't go to work every day and pay my taxes so that we can waste money like that. We're building a $60 million stadium in front of the White House right now for a damn UFC fight for an 80-year-old person with dementia's birthday. That is not being fiscally responsible. Again, if Obama had done any of those things, the cries, the man wore a fucking tan suit and people lost their minds. I always remember that. It was never going to be good enough, because when you're dark, you have to be even better. And sometimes that still ain't good enough. Anyway, our time is up. Actually, we're a little bit over, but I do thank y'all for the comments in the chat. I might not agree with y'all, but I like the debate. It's fine. I will bring my receipts, though. I encourage you to not just sit there and pull stuff from your feelings, but do your research. And if there's anything that you found that I said that was not, I don't want to say 100% correct, but damn it, give me 94%. If I was 94% or better, leave me the hell alone. I'm doing this off the top of my head, but it's information that I've been able to consume, and most of it I'm able to sit there and recall to accurate memory. If I'm off by a number or a decimal, please understand. I don't have anything in front of me right now when I'm reading that. But I have enough information to be able to tell you that you need to be able to do the same thing. Not what you heard on Fox News or any one of those things, but what you were able to actually come up with to find out the real thing. And I think, especially this thing about the Qatari jet, I don't know how you can't see that as a bribe from Qatar. We're gonna give you a free $400 million jet. It is not going to the American people. We are never going to walk one foot on that. After he leaves office, it is not going to the next president. It is going to Florida. Okay. If you believe that he's going to sit there and let that jet stay at Joint Base Andrews after he leaves office, well, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. That does it for me for this week. Really, I got a bridge. That does it for me this week. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Really do appreciate it. And we hope y'all stay safe. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.